G'day, I'm Clive and welcome. I got the Lanshan 1 Pro in the pack and I thought I'd show you some changes I made to it and additions to give it more space inside. There are the Lanshan 1 Pro up. The actual things I changed on it is the bungee which is connected to the bathtub, and these, the guy lines. I haven't done the bottom ones yet. I'm going to give it a go first, just so if I've got my torch and it'll light up the footprint of it basically. But we'll just see how bad that is. I might just take them off and swap them for the tactical line. The tactical line here, or the tactical cord, is very similar to the paracord. The only difference is this is 2.4mm, has only got 4 strands inside of it, where the paracord has got 7. But yeah, it's matches the colour very well. This is the coyote brown one I got. Now I've left the glow in the dark line locks on there for now. I just want to see how I get on. But I do have some black ones I will replace it with if I think it needs to be done. Another thing I've added is some bungee cord with line locks, and what that's for is, as you can see here, organising the guy lines. So I'll just quickly wrap them up, put them in there, pull the line lock, and it's nice and secure. And I've done that on all of them. With adding the bungee cord to the bathtub, it means I'll get the footprint put down first and find out the right angles and the position what I want, and then I'll just bring the bungee cord over, throw it over the peg on all 4 corners, and that's done. So we've still got the original line here, so if I can't find it in the night as I'm wandering around, I'll just shine down towards the ground and these should glow in the dark. Not really specific for today. Again, I've added a thicker piece of bungee cord on the top, so if I wanted to I could run a ridge line between 2 trees and connect the top of the tent to that, then I wouldn't need the pole inside. I've also added some bungee cord, taken the original lines off there, and it just allows for some pull and keeping it nice and taut. I have set this up today. They say between 120, 125 or 115, 125. I set it up to 130 because I'm going to be mainly using this now in the warmer weather, the summer, like now. Today's going to be about the 36 degrees Celsius. We have been getting up into the low 40s. So I thought today's going to be a good test and see how this actually feels. So I'm going to open the doors up and I'm going to show you what it looks like inside at the moment. Oh, and you've probably noticed I swapped the plastic one with one of the, I think it's Z-Packs metal ones. It's got the line lock attached to it, so that should last a lot longer than the plastic. I've kept the plastic just in case for emergencies or as a spare. Now I'm calling these modifications because they're not really upgrades. The tent, as far as I am concerned, the way they made it, it was made for a specific reason. Keep it as light as possible, small footprint as possible, but also giving you extra space where needed. It's like the pull house at the back, it allows you to put your pack there if need be. We've also got the 3 pull out points here, and as you can probably see now, that's the best one to show you, is there's not that much room. I'm probably coming to, what's that, 14 inches in that point. So if I'm on my sleep pad with a pillow, my head is going to be right on that. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go and pull the lines out to how they have made them to be, and then I'll come back and show you again. Now I'm sitting in the same spot, and that's pulling it out using the guy lines as it's all set. Now that's about level with about 8 inches from the edge here, from the pocket. So that would give me more room for my head, and it's the same at the back. Let's pull out the same and the other end. So realistically we've got 16 inches more, what's that, about 12 inches more in actual length, and it's pulled it out here probably by 4 or 5 inches, so that's allowed us more room. Now I'm going to go back to the studio now at home I've made for the YouTube, and I'll show you what I'm using and how I've made them. So here we are. What we're going to need to do this is the actual arrows, and I've got the Red Zone 550s. They're a composite material, so they're not too heavy, so it's not going to make any difference to my pack. And as any of you that follow me, weight wise, it's not the super light that I'm really after. I'm after something that's a decent weight, so it's not too heavy, but means I get a good comfortable hike and a comfortable night's sleep when I get there. So the arrows came with the knock at this end. We've got the fletching here, we've got the inserts and the arrow heads. Now the only part of this I'm not going to use is the fletching here. I'm going to cut it just below. So tools we're going to need to do this: tape measure to get them roughly the same length, pair of pliers to get the knocks out, just make it easier, hacksaw to cut it to length, and the sandpaper just to clean off where I cut. So the length, I'm going to be cutting these two. Now the length doesn't make much difference whether it's higher than the pull out point or a little bit lower than the pull out point or level with it, because when we get back to the tent I'll show you why the length isn't that important. So the length I'm going to cut these to is 60 centimeters, which is 24 inches. So I'll go and get that done and I'll be back. Show you the close-up of the parts we're going to be doing. We've got, here's the arrowhead, here's the insert which the arrowhead screws into, then we've got the shaft, and we've got the fletching, which is this, and this is a knock which is going to hold our cord. Now they're in nice and tight, but that's what the pliers are for here, just to get them out, hopefully without damaging them. Probably about 0.5 millimeter difference between them. That makes no difference when it comes to using them, so we'll just quickly sand them down. A little bit, is it? Yeah, just a little bit there. That's the first one done. Next thing is getting the knocks out. There's the first one out. They're fairly stiff in here, which is, I suppose, a good sign. You don't want it falling out when you're using it. And now we should be able to just push them straight in there. Yeah, nice fit. All the way down. Now let's get the knocks in the other two. That one was a little bit stiffer, that one was. So, oh, let's give it a go. Yeah, make sure that one's in. Get the heads screwed into the inserts there. That's it, all three made. Now let's go back to me outside. Welcome back again. Now I'm going to put the poles into place and we'll show you the difference. But first we'll take a walk around the outside so you can see what it's like now. Now with the guy line, I made these the same length as the original ones. I actually attached this one to the bungee. I should have left it on here. This is what I meant to do. Oh yeah, I've done them all on the bungee. I'm going to have to correct that. But you can see how it's just pulling down at that angle. All this is still quite wrinkled and loose, and this is quite taut. So now I'm going to put the poles into place, and that should give us more room. And if I hadn't put the bungees on there, we probably would have got even more room. I have kept the arrowheads so I can stick them actually into the ground where need be. So you can see the angle this is coming down at now. I'm just going to put that through the knock. Pull that up a little bit, keeping it still at an angle. That's where the arrowheads come in handy, because they'll be holding it in place in the ground. And you can see just by doing that, it's pulled this up by another 3 or 4 inches. So now we've gained more space above our head when we're laying in there. So I'll do the other two and then we'll have a walk around properly. You can see how much it's pulling out. The line lock isn't going up, it's actually coming out and slightly going down, or the line is. Now just to show you again, this one's coming down slightly too. And I've done the same with the one on the back here. line there is coming down slightly to the knock, which is at the top of the there, which is the knock at the top, the end of the arrow, and then it goes down at a steeper to the peg. Just see it here, and that now is probably about 6 inches away from here, plus it's lifted up more, so we're going to have another, say, 4 or 5 inches above our head if we're sleeping with a head at this end. We're going to have plenty of room at our feet, and on the side here, well, there is, again, that comes out about 5 inches from the bathtub. And this is the first time I've set the pole to 130, and you can see how it's lifted the whole thing up. Then you can see the bathtub. Let's turn you around so you can see it. You can see how it's pulling it into each corner. So if I was to do that and then let go, it just pulls it straight into place. The back is nice. It's not too tight. I've still got a bit of an angle on the mesh here, but I can actually feel some breeze coming through now. With the 2 doors tied back and just a bug mesh, it's nice breeze is coming all the way through. So that's the changes I've made to it. I wouldn't call them upgrades, I'd call them changes that I've made to suit me, and ways I see it to be a little bit better for me to use. So if you feel like you want to take on any of these ideas, you go ahead and do it. I like them. It's just made it so much easier. And when it came to opening the door, because there's a bit more tension with this being a little bit higher and the bathtub being connected with the bungee, it was pulling it, so it held the actual zip in place a little bit more too. So that was the easiest to zip it open for me. Let's take it down and show you. Straight down. You can see we've got a nice bit of tension, and that's normally where it gets stuck. No, you can take it all the way down, all the way, so there's no need to keep grabbing down here and pulling it up and down. You can still do that if you want. So yeah, having it at 130, we've got the pull outs to make more room. We've got the bungees on the bathtub, which holds the bathtub in place, so if you move, that'll always flick back to where it was. I'm happy with that. So hope you've enjoyed this video, and it's giving you some ideas that if you've got one of these and you want to do similar, and how to do it, and how to make the poles the way I did. I'd like you to go down below, click on the like button, a thumbs up, and if you're not already a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, and then click on the notification bell next to it and select all, and then you can be notified of all future videos that I put up. And if you are already a subscriber, again, I thank you very much.